Welcome back, sports fans, to the week 2 of Tonto's Demise podcast. I'm Detonators, Tonto Bull 6 champ.
And I'm Detling, Tonto Bowl 1 and 3 champ.
And obviously we played that song in the beginning because by no means do we condone the actions of Ray Rice. It's despicable, and I'm glad that they booted him out of the league finally. Detling, any words?
The Rookie's glad too, even though he thought he'd take a gamble and be like, I'm going to draft a guy that hits a woman. It's going to win me the championship. He's got no morals, that kid.
And I guess, even though it's not the same league, I'll just point out that Detling drafted him in our Dynasty League. Any comment on that?
That's cold, man. That's cold. It was a
That kid's got no morals, you know?
I dropped him right away.
He did. So, but anyways, I hope that Roger Goodell gets fired over this. I don't know if he will, but I hope so. That's my 2 cents.
And that Detling gets hired as the new commissioner of the league.
Is that why you're going to be gone for 2 weeks?
I'm going to be training. Next time you see me, I'll be in a suit with a bad toupee.
All right, can you give us some insider information if you get the job?
I will hire 5 of you from the league.
Nice.
I'm not going to tell you for what, but I will hire you, and you will be making at least 2 times as much as you make now.
All right, well, maybe you can make it based on the outcome, like top 5 performers of the year.
We can work on that.
All right, deal.
Unfinished business.
All right, got a couple quick unfinished businesses today. First one being the biggest. I think it's my first week 1 win in about 4 years. And, you know, Craig pointed it out on his review, which I agree with. The curse is broken. I mean, not completely, but it's the beginning of the end. And it was sealed whenever I actually beat Phillip Rivers. I no longer have the jersey in my possession. I have my trophies down in the garage, which Crystal doesn't believe it should be there, but I told her she doesn't understand, you know. I said it needs to be there. So I really think I'm heading in the right direction. Playoffs, here I come. Any comments?
Wow, that's you are steaming with confidence there, Brian. Well, after 1 win, it takes at least 7 to get in this playoffs here, and sometimes that doesn't even work. I would disagree with you. I don't think the curse is broken yet. The curse is broken when you get to the playoffs. So
Okay.
Keep that trophy in the garage. Hope Jimmy Crick doesn't do something with that jersey, like mail it back to you. And I don't know what Craig's thinking saying that.
So you think it's a little premature?
When it comes to you, yes.
All right, so do you have any unfinished business?
I guess the only unfinished business I have is a 2-parter. First part was, sorry, Jay. 1 Hubert down, 1 to go. And that's what's the unfinished business with, what's his name? Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, hope you're ready. Somebody else is going to get their head cut off.
Yeah, I saw you had a little smack talk on there. We'll save that for later, I guess.
Yeah, we will.
But anyways, my other small piece of unfinished business happens to be between you and I. And yeah, it's just a friendly bet proposal. See if you're interested.
We got to start writing these things down.
I know. Well, that's what I'm going to bring myself to. We make these predictions every week, and like we never ever go back on them to see who is right, who is wrong. Well, I did a little calculation last week. So far, your record is 2-4. You had 2 right, 4 wrong, and I'm 3-3. I'm at an even 500.
What the hell are you talking about?
Our predictions for this week's matchups.
Oh.
Are you drunk?
I didn't know.
So anyways,
I didn't even know we predicted. I got you.
Every week. Well, I haven't until this week.
Oh.
This is the first time ever.
Okay.
So my proposal to you is we'll put a little bit on the line. Okay? For the entire
what?
Well, listen. For the entire season, if I have a better season record than you, then you buy, let's say, 3 pitchers of beer for everybody at next year's draft.
What?
Yeah. And if you beat me, I'll buy like 2 or 3 pitchers, whatever's reasonable.
No, I'm not buying 3. You buy 2 or 3.
Whatever's reasonable. And then, the guys who don't drink, like Jay, whatever, you have to get them a Coke or whatever they want.
Get his own damn Coke.
No, it's part of the deal.
Part of the deal?
I mean, if you feel like, you're like this
Why do I feel like
fantasy god, like, you got this you're all knowing,
Why am I losing more money on this podcast than I'm making with this league?
Well, just you don't have to accept the bet. It's just a friendly wager. Well, with some money attached.
Some money attached, yeah. All right.
And it has to be half decent beer. It just can't be like icy light.
A Yingling.
Yingling or better.
No, Yingling is half decent beer. I'm
All
not
right.
going something
All right.
like Southern Tier or anything like that.
All right. If I lose,
People aren't worth that much to me.
if I lose, it will be something like Southern Tier.
If you get the hell out of here,
It will be.
not be Southern Tier. You're not gonna pony up that much money for people. You didn't even give Justin Mahor $10 yet.
I told him it's coming next year.
That was but the thing was from a year ago.
I forgot to give you the money.
You forgot. You forgot, Justin.
So are we gonna shake on it?
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna be Southern Tier.
Okay.
Like a Guinness.
Okay, perfect. Guinness.
All right. I don't know about the pricing. I might change my mind on that one, but yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay,
All
that's
right,
on.
We'll shake.
All right, and I'm winning 3-3 to 2-4. Just so you know, you're down.
Just so I know.
If I could turn back time, if I could find a way.
All right, so this is our newest segment, and this is going to be the part of the show where we talk about, managers' potential regrets, things they wish they could have done over, and we'll highlight a couple every week. And we've got 2 this week where we feel like the managers, if they could turn back time, they would have done something a little bit differently. Do you want to talk about yours first?
Oh yeah, definitely. This one is Craig Kubicek. If he could turn back time, I believe he would have drafted one Calvin Johnson instead of Jamal Charles, baby. Because I know he was watching TV on Monday, watching him get that 68. Was it 68?
I think 68 yards.
It was a 68-yard touchdown. And then the second touchdown. Oh my God, he looks so beautiful.
Wide open. That was
Wide
the first
open.
one. Wide
yeah,
open.
then the second was a magnificent catch. Oh, he's so gorgeous. I'm so happy he's on my
How
team.
many points did he get you?
38, I think, or something.
Wow.
Yeah, whew, it was nice to watch. I gotta tell you.
What did Charles get this week?
I don't know, like 1.7. Who knows? It was pathetic.
That was bad.
It was like he should have even been. I think Isaiah Crowell got more points than he did.
He did. He had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, so that's mine. But hey, we all got our things with I could turn back time. Shit, if I could turn back time, I'd go get a couple girls pregnant that I used to date. Hey, I don't.
All right. So my, if I could turn back time, would be for tree size. I'm seriously not picking on your tree size. It just happened to
like
come
you
up.
are.
It does, but it just happened to come up. If Tree could turn back time, he would have started Alan Hearns. And according to his text messages to Jimmy and to me and a few others, I don't know if you saw that one.
Yeah, I was busy though.
Yeah, he said he would have actually put him in if he wasn't busy, like driving from State College or something. Which
I think he was going up to a Comic-Con or something.
Okay.
I saw pictures of his family. Or no, it wasn't. It was a wrestling. It was wrestling.
okay, well, which Jimmy called BS on, and I
Oh,
can't.
you can't call BS on. That's all about family. Tree size is about family now.
He has a cell phone. You can swap out players on a cell phone.
You try operating a cell phone when you got 3 kids running around. I guarantee you can't do it. Especially that's the son. That kid looks like a hell on wheels, man.
He is too, man.
Yeah, so yeah, you try.
Hey, you pull the car over, you scream at him, you go take 5 seconds, you change your lineup, then you start the car again. That's what you do.
Yeah, but then Alicia says, "What the hell are you yelling at the kids for? It's fantasy football. No nookie tonight." And believe me, Teresa is all about the nookie.
Okay. So,
Limp Bizkit's his favorite band.
so, anyways, if he could turn back time, he would have put Alan Hearn in. Hearns?
Hearns.
That's still another guy. He would have put him in, and he would have sat Larry Fitzgerald, who's underperformed for the past couple of years. I had him last year. He was a bum. I think he got him like 4 points this week. I did the math. If he sat Fitzgerald, started Hearns, he would have won by 1 point. I'm sure Treeside's already figured this out, so I'm just pointing it out to the rest of the league. Could have been me, could have been you, but unfortunately it's Treesize.
Yeah.
So-
Hey.
Sorry for your luck. Not really.
Ouch. Oh no, he didn't.
All right, well, we're bringing this segment back because it was really popular last year. A lot of our fans loved it. They're raving about it.
Back to life, back to reality.
Okay, so, anyways, my oh no he didn't is going right out to my fellow opponent this week, the Cobra, a.k.a. Josh, a.k.a. Eileen Cuts Hair. So for those of you who don't know, my mom's name is Eileen, and yes, she is a beautician, and yes, she cuts hair, but I'm trying to figure out how this is actually, like, ripping on me. Like, Detling's mom, that works somehow, you know? Well, yeah, she does work.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even plan
Jesus.
that. But Eileen Cuts Hair? Like,
My mom is a saint.
she is. But that's my mom's profession. Like, I don't even know what you're trying to say. That's like me saying, like, Stacy is a nurse. Yeah, she is. Who cares? Like, if you
I
try-
think he's trying to say that your mom's low class.
Oh, really?
I think so. I think it's Stacy saves lives. Brian's mom just cleans up hair off the floor.
She saves lives by making sure people look good when they go outside. You know how many
She-
old people in Wimber look good
does.
because of her?
They look
Almost
beautiful.
all of them.
I try to hit on them all.
So anyways, you know what? She owns her own business. She's an entrepreneur. Yeah, she put me through college on that.
Could you please say that one word again? The entre what?
Entrepreneur.
Panure.
All right, so if she didn't put me through college completely, you know, I still have like
It
20.
still helped,
I got still got
though.
25 grand in loans, so you know. But
Don't matter. Your mom was slaving for the freaking for you, man. All three of you guys.
true, that's true. She got us there.
And she makes delicious cookies. You should have picked on someone who makes delicious cookies.
Yeah. And anyways, she'll kick your ass at Pinochle any day of the week, son, and you know it. You heard?
You came correct.
So anyways, you got anything for this week?
Yeah, I want to hold on here. We got to go to my matchup. I want to talk about Jimmy.
Jimmy Crick.
Psh, nah, it's not worth my time. Jimmy Huber.
All right.
I beat his brother, and he came back technically dead. Your name in actuality should be the Huber Slayer until that is you play me this year. Wow, you really gonna try to come with this again? Every year I beat either you or your brother. It's not your brother doesn't come back with anything, it's you. You always try to come back with some lame thing about how you're gonna beat me or how Jay is gonna avenge your loss. And it never happens. I just think you should quit. Just admit that I'm the Huber Slayer. And yeah, technically I should say it, but I'm a team, man. Huber Slayers. So
They
stew on
collectively
that for a bit.
slay. Yeah.
I'm getting a phone call. I got to peace out.
Telling you're not getting a phone call. You're just trying to make it seem like you're important.
Yeah, I'm getting a phone call.
Well, this is breaking news. He's getting a phone call here. It's coming in. Let's see if he's gonna take it here.
I'm taking it.
He's taking it. It's his
Hello?
pops. All right, we'll let him take this call.
I'm doing my podcast with Brian here, and then I'm going to head over and watch the game with you. Yeah, I'm over at Brian's. He made me do the podcast before I leave leave the country.
I didn't make you.
He persuaded me.
All right, if we had any fans, we lost them by now, so I'm gonna cut this.
Okay, I will tell him. And you're.
This week's matchups.
All right, it's time for the matchups, boys. The first one, McCoy's Homeboys versus The Rook. What are you thinking, Brian?
Well, I'm thinking that half of the Rooks team might not be playing. At least Doug Martin. I don't know if he's gonna play. If he does, he's not gonna do anything. Eddie Lacy will probably be out there, just dazed and confused. And I mean, St. Louis D. I think that they just lost another defender this week. And starting Josh McCown, geez, that's a reach in week 2. So, like I said last week, the Rook is going to get 11 losses this year, and McCoy's Homeboys is going to give him his second loss, and he's got a pretty good lineup. I mean, I'm surprised he lost to you. What do you think?
I'm not surprised. Guy by the name of Romo playing against San Fran defense, and I had the San Fran defense. It was a lock.
That's true.
So I'm going with you too. The McCoy Homeboys are going to run away with this one. The Rook, whew, you got St. Louis defense, and you're hoping them to play a good game. But then again, your quarterback also is McCown. So it's Tampa Bay versus St. Louis. I just think you're defeating yourself right there. I mean, Doug Martin, who knows? Eddie Lacy, who knows?
Reggie Bush versus Carolina.
Yeah, you don't have very good matchups, and Jay has got Marshall. Roddy White's not a good matchup, but Harvin looked like he was pretty stout. McCoy and Foster, two good running backs, possibly studs, with Pierre Thomas out on the flex. I don't know, man. Could be crazy. Then again, Cincinnati might get blown out by Atlanta. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'm going with McCoy's.
All right, the second matchup is the other matchup where both teams are defeated, so somebody's going to get their first win. Dub C versus You My Puddin', which we still are trying to figure out that name.
Pet name.
Pet,
The wife.
possibly a pet name for the wife. So Jeff before right, don't say anything. So, anyways, Deli, what do you think about this matchup?
Oh, man. I think Dub C all the way. I love this guy's algorithms and his formulas.
You said that last week.
I still love it. Well, his receivers were outstanding. They're going to be outstanding again. I love the Brandon Cooks pick. Amazing. And Houston versus Oakland. Dude, that's a point machine right there. Although, you better watch Jordan Cameron there really closely, buddy, because it doesn't look like he's going to play. And Rodgers versus Jets, not very good. But then again, Cutler versus San Francisco, not very good either. It's going to be a good game, but I think the Houston D will put him over the top.
Well, Detling, I'm going to look over at You My Puddin's team, and Jay Cutler might not have his two top receivers from what I've heard. And I just feel like his team's going to... He's got Victor Cruz in the flex. Did he not see what happened last week? Didn't seem like Cruz and Manning were on the same page.
Yeah, the Gyps. Dropsies.
And yeah, the Jets defense, they did pretty good last week, but that was against who? That was against the Raiders.
Yeah.
So this week against Green Bay, they're going to want some, revenge, revenge from their first week loss. So I'm with you, Dub C all the way. I think he gets his,
goes all to Cobb.
for your sake, hopefully. But yeah, Jordan Cameron, you got to get him out of there. Find someone, anyone. Trade him to me.
All right, we've got FC Bahork versus Possum Magic. What's in the cards, Brian?
Well, in the cards is Tree Sice's second loss. I got behind him. Yeah, I got behind him last week. We both did, and he let us down. I have a feeling, not just because of us, but because of his own, managerial skills, he's going to put Hearns in. I'm not sure who he's going to take out, but I think he's going to put him in. And I don't think it's going to be enough. I mean, he's got some rough matchups. Chicago D versus San Fran. I don't think that's going to do too well. Peyton Manning will probably light up the Chiefs, but yeah, I really do think that Justin's team is just going to take it down. I like his running backs. I like the Matt Ryan to Julio Jones connection again, even though it's against Cincinnati. And I like the defense, Tampa Bay versus St. Louis. So what do you think?
I'm going Possum Magic.
Really?
I'm biting that top hat with all I got. Peyton Manning versus KC defense. That's going to beat Matt Ryan against Cincinnati. I think Fitzy's coming back in a big way versus the Giants. Keenan Allen versus Seattle. You know they're going to have to throw. And this guy, Kelvin Benjamin, stud versus Detroit.
Cam Newton's coming back too.
Yeah, and you know they're going to want to hook up. Sounds kind of dirty. Mark Ingram and Sean Green, the two who are most running backs you would not even think of ever, have great matchups. And I don't know if he just picked this guy up, but Donnell from the Giants. Teresa is doing his studying because he knows Arizona's weak against the tight ends. Moreno versus Buffalo. Hey, I don't know. Go for it. It's Moreno. This guy shows us wrong every time. Chicago versus San Francisco is the one weak link that I have no idea about. Justin, currently playing Reed, who's out.
Oh yeah, good point. He's got to get that.
I believe I picked up Niles
But he's
Paul.
still projected to win.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Well, he's got Julio Jones, Nelson, and Wayne.
Yep.
Nelson's not going to get any balls thrown to him. It's all going to be to Cobb. Chris Johnson versus Green Bay, not going to be very well off. And totally biting on the Patterson thing. The guy barely got a ball thrown at him, man. Sorry, bro.
Still the 67-yard run.
Yeah, it's not going to happen every week. This one's against New England.
He's going to get it done one way or the other.
I don't think so. I think Justin gets his first loss and Tree Sice gets his first win.
We'll see. All right, the next matchup we have, let's see here, the Detonators, that's me, versus Eileen Cuts Hair. Love that team name. So, what do you
Very
think?
original.
What do you think, Det?
Well, after careful consideration, looking at the pictures, we got Josh. It looks like Josh.
It is Josh.
I mean, like 80 pounds ago, right? Something like that. He's got a real nice, clean shaven face with a 45-year-old prom date?
She looks old, but he claims that she was like a junior, I think.
What was he at? What was he at?
He was I think he might have been a sophomore there. He definitely said it was a cougar.
I was thinking maybe like third grade. I mean, the girl looks like she's wearing a wedding dress from 1955. But hey, whatever floats your boat there, Josh.
Nice bowl cut.
Yeah. But yeah, after looking over this, I'm going with Eileen Cuts hair.
After you rip him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's a tough love.
Yeah.
The reason I'm picking is Seattle defense. Speaking of Craig telling me about how I have half his team, let's look at Josh for a minute. He's got C.J. Spiller, Julius Thomas, Monty Ball, and Nick Novak,
Yep.
who was on my team for like half the year. Those are all. It's like he's got half my team as well. Well, that didn't win me the championship, but it sure got me a hell of a lot of wins.
So you're basically picking him because he has your old team?
I'm picking him because of the matchups. You got Jennings versus New England, Tate versus Carolina, Macklin versus Indianapolis, and Dalton versus Atlanta.
Yeah, that scares me.
Yeah, it should. And your team, I mean, it's all right. Carolina versus Detroit, that's like scary.
That's scary.
I think the only way you win is if Drew Brees goes off, which he most certainly can. But I'm picking Josh because I know you're going to pick yourself.
Well, even though I might have to buy 3 pictures of decent beer, good beer, I can never go against myself. But I really think I'm going to win this anyway. It's going to be really tight, but it's going to be a tale of the quarterbacks and the defenses. I think he has an edge, probably in both, but I'm hoping I can pull it out. I got Andre Johnson versus Oakland. I think that's going to produce some points. And I think T.Y. Hilton's going to have one of those weeks where it's just going to probably go 30 points because it's going to be a blowout. Philly versus Indianapolis on Monday night. Joique Bella, that scares me. He's probably going to get next to nothing. Steven Jackson probably next to nothing. So I really hope that my quarterback, defense, Martellus Bennett and Shane Vereen go off because I'm going to need it big time. But yeah, I'm definitely picking me.
Quick trade proposal.
Okay.
I'll trade you Terrence West
Okay.
for Martellus Bennett.
No, thank you.
Well, when Ben Tate realizes he's not playing for the rest of the year, you will thank me.
I just picked up the rookie, the other rookie.
Yeah.
Crowell or whatever.
He's not that good.
He has 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. And 32 rushing yards.
I'll take it.
Terrence West had 100 yards, buddy, on 16 carries. He's going to get the touchdowns.
Yeah, but I got the goal line back.
No, you don't. The guy's smaller than Terrence West.
They said they're going to use him when they're in the red zone. That's what I heard.
You heard wrong.
Last week I heard that Terrence West sucked during the preseason, which he did, and that blew up in my face.
Yep, sure did.
But no trade.
All right, this next matchup. New Gods Mad Titans versus Nick Foley and Dynamite. Who you got, B?
Yeah, I'm going to go. This is also 2 unbeaten teams, just like me and Josh. Somebody's going to go 2-0, stay undefeated, and I predict that person will be Jimmy. Demaryius Thomas, I think it's his week. He didn't get a lot of looks last week. I think he's going to get fed the ball. I'm sure he's hoping for the same thing. Still don't like him starting Devontae Freeman.
No.
I really hope he changes that. I don't know what else he has, but anytime you got Bernard and Forte, Arizona defense versus the Giants, I think he's got a great shot. Alshon Jeffrey, he's questionable. Don't know if he's even going to play. Bernard Pierce, we're going to find out in about 20 minutes whether or not he gets anything done. And I just don't think he's going to get enough. I think Nick Foles is probably going to have a subpar week. What do you think?
I looked over this with a fine-tooth comb.
Well, you looked at it with a comb?
I did. I looked at it with a comb right through the bristles.
Okay.
So quick. I'm going with Nick Foley and Dynamite
Really?
because I think Nick Foley is going to have a big game.
Okay.
And probably luck, too. I think it's going to be a shootout. And I think Pierre Garçon versus Jags is matchup gold. Mike Wallace versus Buffalo. This guy's coming in hot. Jeffrey, yeah, sure, he's questionable, but I don't know. Maybe. So I don't even know his other receivers. I'm just going with him. Bernard Pierce. That's where it gets tough. Jennings versus Arizona. I'm hoping for I'm going with the Jimmy Graham and Gronkowski show here. The 2 tight ends versus Cleveland versus Minnesota. I think these are great matchups. Denver versus KC with Jamal Charles getting that 1.7 yards again, and Dawson versus Chicago. Jimmy, Devontae Freeman, man, I don't get it. Forte versus San Fran, no. Arizona versus Giants, it's possible, but you know what? I'm going to Jimmy. I'm going to Crick's corner.
All right, we'll find out. That's another one where, on the opposite sides of the fence.
I gotta win the freaking free beer somehow. And the matchup of the week: Springfield Isotopes versus the Huber Slayers. Brian, what are you thinking?
All right, well, I'm going to put it simply. Unless Craig is working trade proposals like a junkie looking for a quick fix, he has no chance. Absolutely no chance. I'm looking at his running backs, and these might be the weakest running backs he's ever had. Like Garrett Blunt and Stephen Ridley, who they're projected to get like 13 combined points. I'm guessing they might get 4 combined points. Unless Blunt gets in the end zone again tonight. But I hate to say it, Craig, but this is one of your worst lineups ever. I'm not just ripping on you. I'm just looking at it like objectively. And aside from your 2 stud receivers and Charles, it's one of the weakest lineups I've ever seen you put on the field. The fantasy field, that is. So I'm not ripping on you. You might come back to surprise me, but when I look over at the other side, you got Brady versus Minnesota. It might be a tough matchup, but I think he's going to do well enough. Calvin Johnson, Vincent Jackson, Cobb, that's going to be great. West, I think he's going to have a bump in the road there. But Le'Veon Bell, you saw what he did last week. I think he's going to probably match what he did last week. San Fran D versus Chicago might be kind of tough, but I think the Slayers slay the Isotopes.
I like what you're saying. I was hoping you'd pick Craig so I could win. I'm going with myself, obviously. There's nothing more in the world that I would love than to give Craig another loss. And even though I won't even be here to see it, I will still be over out of the country celebrating somewhere on Sunday. Monday, just in case. Tom Brady, but then I got my 3 horsemen: Calvin Johnson, Vincent Jackson, Randall Cobb, and pause. How great is it going to be when Josh Gordon comes back? And I have the number 1 receiver and the number 2 receiver.
Are you predicting right now that he does this season?
I am predicting that. That's why I got him
Okay, what week does he come back?
by week 6. And it's going to be Johnson, Cobb, and Gordon.
Wow.
How sweet would that be?
Vincent Jackson on the bench?
Might be some trade bait. Anybody like Vincent Jackson? Tall guy. I know some people like the tall guys. But there you go. So great receivers. Morris and this brand new guy named Terrence West is going to blow the freaking line out right through New Orleans. You're going to be so surprised. The Crowell guy isn't even going to play.
Except for goal line carries.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell. I'm really praying. I debated whether I was going to put him in the flex. I thought about something else. I thought about Sproles and putting Bell in where West is, but what are we going to do? It's too late now. San Fran D, baby. You guys laughed at me when I picked them. You're like, oh, there's like 4 people aren't even on the line.
And they still are getting hurt. You know that.
They're still freaking. I don't care. He's got Harbaugh.
He doesn't play.
He's coaches. He motivates. But Springfield is really tied Thursday night into this game. I mean, it's really big for him. Blunt, Brown, Smith Sr. I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared of Smith Sr. Dude went off last week with Cincinnati. I mean, we really haven't played with him too much. And Brown, I have to root for the guy.
Yeah.
But I always take a Steeler win over a fantasy win any day of the week.
Any day of the week.
So, and Baltimore defense too.
He does have a lot going on tonight.
Yeah. So let's finish this freaking thing up so I can watch it.
All right.
Go Huber Slayers. Go James Spader. Michael Rappaport is great in Metro. I stand by it.
All right, before we end the show, we always kind of put out the rumors that we're hearing, going through the grapevine. And this week, the rumor is because Craig can't get a trade proposal through and everybody's denying him because they know what a trade rapist he is. I heard Craig actually put a hit out on, what the crap's his name?
I don't know.
I can't think of his name.
Ray Rice?
No. The running back for the Packers.
Lacey.
Yeah, I heard he put a hit out on Lacey just so he could put Starks in to get him a few extra points.
I wouldn't be surprised. Craig is a dirty man when forced to stoop very low.
Yeah, when he's forced into a corner, he'll do anything.
He's like a badger.
Yeah.
He's short, stocky.
Wild card?
It's a wild card. I don't think I'd ever let him drive in the back of my van.
Me neither. So hope it's not true for Eddie Lacy's sake, but and for your fantasy's sake. But
Yes.
hopefully he can. I hope he has to ride LeGarrette Blunt and Stephen Ridley the entire year.
Well, I would never.
It's all for love, Craigie.
It is all for love. But let's keep in mind that we can't doubt this kid until he's like 0-6. Because last year he was 0-3. We were all celebrating.
I'll say 0-8.
Oh no, no, he was 0-3. We were all celebrating. And then all of a sudden, he just goes on a tear, and it's like, I'm like, what the hell's going on? Guys in the playoffs. I mean, come on, it's not fair. So we have yet to have a bad Craig in one of these years ever.
This
no
is-
luck
this is
on
the
his
year.
way.
This is the year.
Yeah, he's never had injury problems. He's never just nobody trade. Everybody will trade him for stupid stuff. Guy just he falls down on his shit and comes out looking like a diamond.
Yep. But you know what? I don't think he finds his nut this year. He's a blind squirrel that doesn't find his nut.
God help him the day he can't find his nut.
All right, you ready?
I'm always ready, Brian.
Go!